Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. Today I am going to be discussing what's on my July to be read list. As you can see in front of me, I have quite a lot, and the one that's against me is also what I'm currently reading, as I am posting this in a few days into July already because I haven't had time to film. I've got quite a number of genres and I'm really excited to show you the ones that I'm going to be reading. The first book that I want to talk about is one I'm currently reading. It is an advanced reader's copy, but I think it is out actually. But I'm doing a Love Book Tours on Instagram, so you will catch my review. I don't think it's towards the end of July. So if you are interested on my thoughts on this book, please keep posted because I will be talking about them. I recently read the first book in the series, which is Descended by Ingrid J. Adams, and this book series is going to be emotional mayhem. It's probably going to heartbreak me and destroy me. I went into the series thinking that it was like a fun fantasy romance. It's not. It's heartbreaking. It's sorrowful. It's a whole magic system that I haven't been used to and haven't really. It's kind of it's a take on Wicca, but just so good. Descended follows Indigo and Cordelia as they grow up and kind of meet each other and explore their lives, and it's amazing. And Transcended I'm only on page 35, but it's seeming like it will just be as good, if not better. It's a very chunky book. I think it's about 598 pages. It's definitely one I'm going to struggle to hold, and we'll have to have it flat on my table in front of me in order to read. But I just had to showcase it in all its glory and the lovely cover. So on to my actual physical TBR, without all the arc reading I've got to do. On to the next one. The first book on the top of my July TBR is The Secrets of Mill House by Anne Wynne Clark. Yes, I've still got the sticker on it because I like to keep my stickers on till I've read them. It's a weird quirk. We just accept it and move on. This seems like an amazing thriller, and I'm very excited to finally get to read it. I bought it like last year, I think. Oops, I do that a lot. You'll notice. So this book's blurb says, a missing child, a broken community, a horrifying secret. When a baby is kidnapped in broad daylight with no witnesses, an otherwise sleepy suburb is rocked to the core, and 10-year-old Flora Lanyon is left terrified. Decades later, Flora takes a job as a live-in carer for an elderly couple, Agnes and Abraham, moving into the decrepit watermill where they live. A strange and inexplicable occurrences start to happen. Flora grows increasingly suspicious. What dark secrets are hiding in the house? Is Flora safe here, and can she unearth the truth before the past catches up with the present? A chilling, haunting and twisty thriller about how far we'll go to protect our darkest secrets. Perfect for fans of Ruth Ware, Cass Green and C.J. Tudor. My expectations for this book are that it's going to be quite gripping, quite twisty, very much fast-paced. Probably something from her past is going to come back to haunt her. That type of thriller where she probably knows the person that's doing all the bad stuff. But that's only an expectation. For some reason, I'm only expecting to give this a 3.5, but I could be pleasantly surprised, as thrillers can take a lot to surprise me, but we will see. It's quite a chunky one, and I'm hoping that I'll definitely be able to get to most of this TBR in July. However, I do have a good few advanced readers copies going on, and I'm actually getting a lot of physical ones through, which means that my time has to be taken up with them so I can post about them on Instagram, so I can kind of keep doing what I love, which is talking about new books and getting publicity for authors that maybe haven't been heard about before. So yeah, all of the books in my TBR are very much going to be extras on top of my ARC reads when I can get to my physical TBR. That makes sense. Just so that if I maybe do a video in August and you're wondering why I haven't read them all, it's because I'm exceptionally busy because I've taken on too much. And I definitely have a lot more in August, so I'm hoping for a chiller July, but we will see. The next book that I'll be discussing is What Lies Beneath by Peter Falding. What Lies Beneath by Peter Falding is one I bought this year, actually, believe it or not. It's why I like having my TBR jar, because I'm never left not reading a book, if that makes sense, and I get loads of different genres. This one is non-fiction. I'm in a book group on Instagram, and someone that is in that group highly recommended this book to me because she'd seen a talk with him. And I very much love forensic science and anything crime related, so I thought this would be the perfect little read for me. So I'll read you the information on the back and then I'll talk a bit more about it. Discover what it's like to be one of the few people allowed behind the police tape. In this gripping and remarkable memoir, Peter Falding tells the extraordinary story of his life as a highly skilled search specialist whose job is to assist investigators and police as they scour crime scenes and bring criminals to justice. From recovering bodies and finding discarded remains to identifying unmarked graves and saving people from locations and situations too dangerous for the normal emergency services. This is a journey that will take you along deadly booby-trapped tunnel systems, via dark waters that hold horrific secrets, through uninvited crime scenes and into the minds of killers. One thing you'll learn about me as you tune into my videos is I am a massive fan of anything true crime. So this sounds remarkably exciting, and I am very excited to read it. I expect 4 stars because non-fiction is always a bit like I don't think I've ever given a non-fiction a full 5 stars unless it's like blown me out the way, but it still sounds really good, and I know that he's been involved in a lot of high profile cases, as well as he's just really well known in his field. So I think What Lies Beneath by Peter Falding will be an excellent read. The next book I'm going to talk about is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. The next book I'm going to talk about is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. And I know what you're probably all thinking, geez, how come she didn't read that last year? And the honest truth is, I just couldn't find anywhere to buy it, and I finally got it at the works. As we can tell, I got it for £3, or is it £5? £5. This year, the beginning of this year, I want to say, or the end of last year. Anyway, regardless, I'm gonna now finally hopefully get to read it, and I'm also very excited about it. Let me read you the back, and then I'll talk about my expectations again. Chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would be the first to point out that there is no such thing. But it's the early 1960s, and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute take a very unscientific view of equality. Forced to resign, she reluctantly signs on as a host of a cooking show, Supper at 6. But her revolutionary approach to cooking, fueled by scientific and rational commentary, grabs the attention of a nation, and soon a legion of overlooked housewives find themselves daring to change the status quo, one molecule at a time. Now, I'm thinking this is going to be absolutely fabulous. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the women rule everything, eventually, in the end, hopefully. I'm also expecting a lot of misogyny, which I think will just fuel me to keep reading it, to get to the bit where they all kick ass. I'm very much looking forward to it. I love books that are about women in any form of STEM. So women, like, taking back the power in the 1960s, yes please, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm hoping this is like a 4 or 5, but we will see. If you've read it, please leave me a comment down below to encourage me and let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. The next book that I'm going to talk about is Trials of Apollo, The Burning Maze by Rick Riordan. So, this is the third book in the third or fourth, the third book in the Trials of Apollo series. It's called The Burning Maze, and it's by Rick Riordan. I am obsessed with anything Rick Riordan could ever write. He could do no wrong in my eyes, and I know that is a lot to say about an author, but I love him. I love his universe. I love his writing. I love his characters. I love everything. So having this in my TBR, I'm very excited as I am slowly making my way through Trials of Apollo. As we can tell by me being on number 3. So let me read the back and then I'll talk a bit more. I was a god once until I was cast out by my father Zeus. Now I'm an awkward mortal teenager called Lester. Thanks a lot, Dad. My way out, a series of scary and dangerous trials, of course. For my last mission, I must journey through the labyrinth to free an oracle who only speaks in puzzles and defeat a third vicious, bloodthirsty Roman emperor. And I have to do everything without any of my godly powers. Wonderful. Looks like I'll be needing help from new friends and old. This series, because the last Rick Riordan series in the Greek universe was Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So that was like Percy, Annabeth, Grover, but also Piper, Hazel, Frank, and all the Roman counterparts, because the both camps kind of had to come together. And I am really loving the Trials of Apollo series because it features new characters, it features old characters. You're seeing where the characters are after the great big war with the Gaia. It was with Gaia. And it's incredible. To me, Rick Riordan could do no wrong, and I will always, he's my go-to, like, 5-star author. And I know that sounds kind of crazy considering he's YA, but I just absolutely adore him and anything he writes, because it's easy reading, it's action-packed, there's a bit of romance, there's a lot of heartbreak and sorrow as well, but it's all wrapped in like a funny, comedic bow, so it's just perfect. I'm very excited about reading this, and I'm hoping we get more of the old characters involved. But yes, the next book that I'm going to talk about is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. So I first read Erin Morgenstern when I read, and it says it on the front with me, when I read The Night Circus, and I absolutely fell in love with The Night Circus and was lucky enough to be able to find this copy of The Starless Sea on Vinted. And I've absolutely fallen in love with the copy that I have anyway. I'm going to have to open it to read the blurb, but if you could see the inside of this cover, it's absolutely amazing. So let me read you the inside. Are you lost or are you exploring? When Zachary Rawlins stumbles across a strange book hidden in his university library, it leads him on a quest unlike any other. Its pages entrance him with their tales of lovelorn prisoners, lost cities, and nameless acolytes. But they also contain something impossible, a recollection from his own childhood. Determined to solve the puzzle of the book, Zachary follows the clues he finds on the cover: a bee, a key, and a sword. They guide him to a masquerade ball, to a dangerous secret club, and finally through a magical doorway created by the fierce and mysterious Mirabelle. This door leads to a subterranean labyrinth filled with stories hidden far beneath the surface of the earth. When the labyrinth is threatened, Zachary must race with Mirabelle and Dorian, a handsome barefoot man with shifting alliances, through its twisting tunnels and crowded ballrooms, searching for the end of his story. You are invited to join Zachary on the Starless Sea, the home of storytellers, story lovers, and those who will protect our stories at all costs. If that doesn't seem like a perfect book for a bookworm to read, I don't know what does, because the ending of that blurb, which I hadn't fully read, has given me goosebumps, and I am so excited to read this now. It's making me tear up actually, which doesn't normally happen when I read a blurb, so you know it's good. But I am immensely excited to read this. I loved The Night Circus, utterly adored it, and I can't wait to see what Erin Morgenstern has in next for me. The next book that I'm going to discuss is The Storied Life of A.J. Furkey by Gabrielle Sevin. Ew. Would you look at that? It's another book with a work sticker on it. Now, this was in the 3 for 6, and I think I got it a couple months ago actually. So we're kind of getting closer to new books. It is fun. I love it. And I've got tomorrow and tomorrow to read as well, and I haven't read it yet. So this will be my first foray into Gabrielle's Evan, and I am very excited. So let me read the back. A.J. Thackeray, the grumpy owner of Island's Books, is going through a hard time. His bookshop is failing. He has lost his beloved life, and a priced rare first edition has been stolen. But one day, AJ finds 2-year-old Maya sitting on the bookshop floor with a note attached to her asking the owner to look after her. His life and Maya's is changed forever. And I was very intrigued by the title of this book and the cover being what it is with all the books. Of course, I just have to grab it. So this was definitely more of an impulse purchase, but I'm also very excited to see what happens. And of course, it features around a bookshop, which means the bookwoman was and is very happy looking at this book. I don't know what I'm expecting because it's a first time read. But it sounds very emotional and kind of lighthearted, so we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it'll be like at least a 3-star, but we will see. The interesting thing with my rating system is I give 4 and 5s out very easily, but at the same time, I just love books and I love reading. If it can make me escape and I fall in love with the characters, that's kind of already guaranteed 3 or 4. I'm trying to be less lenient with them, but as someone who just loves any type of book, no matter what, it's very hard. But yeah, The Story Life of A.J. Thackeray. So, the last book on my July TBR is What We Did by Natalie Chandler. The last book in my list for July is What We Did by Natalie Chandler. This is another thriller. I can't remember where I got it from. I want to say it's from the works and it just doesn't have a sticker on. I could be wrong, but I could also be very right. So either way, don't take my advice for it. But this is definitely another thriller, and let me read the blurb. Jenna has spent the last 25 years trying to forget what happened to her as a teenager, trying to forget what they did, but it has always been there, the mistake the 4 friends made. Now it has taken another life. Jenna has the opportunity to make amends, but as she comes forward, the truth could shatter her marriage, her family, and the friendship she's held onto all these years. And what if she's about to make the biggest mistake of all? So, this seems very much like maybe something I've read before, but I always give it a chance because you never know. There could be a twist in it. It could be really shocking and really juicy and gripping all of a sudden. I do have a penchant for reading thrillers that feature on people that have made a mistake and then it comes back to haunt them. I don't know why I love them so much, I just do. But it's kind of one of my kryptonites when it comes to thrillers. So, I'm guessing it'll be a solid 4. It's quite chunky, which I like in a thriller because it means there's something to it, hopefully. But I don't have too many expectations going into this one. So, we'll see how it goes. Like always, with all of my July TBRs and other books that I'm currently reading, you can always keep up to date with me on Instagram at Girl of Books and Wheels. There's a space underneath every underscore underneath every where there should be a space, so it's quite easy to remember. But yeah, I'm always updating. I'm always posting. There is a post about my July hopefuls on there, so if you want to have a reminder of what I'm reading, just check that out. But thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.